It is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. It's WCCS, AM 1160 and FM 101.1. And Jack Benedict remains in the studio because we have a very special guest. First time this year to visit with IUP head basketball coach Joe Lombardi.
Here he is, yes, with his Movember beard and all, and ready to go. Okay. Coach, welcome aboard. Good to have you here.
Good to be here, Jack. Thanks for having me, Todd.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
All right. 12 years now. 12 years as the coach, huh? Or 13.
Boy,
I don't know. Who's keeping
flown.
track?
I think it's 12, Jack.
12, yeah, okay.
But,
hey, talk about all the action that's coming up. You know, it's good to have sponsors. We talk about this all the time, and you have two real good sponsors here that have combined for a classic that you start every year, and that's great for the fans.
Absolutely. These are this tournament we have is it's called exempted games. Means normally you're allowed to have a 26-game schedule, and then if you play in a regional tournament, which means it has to be teams, all four teams have to be from your region, and only one other team can be from your conference. That's UPJ. Then you can play an extra couple games, okay, to get some rivalry, get inter-region, inter-conference games in your region. So we have Virginia State coming in that won 20 games last year, one of the better teams in the CIAA, who's a conference in our region, and then we have Urbana, who's in the West Virginia Conference, okay, with the teams down in West Virginia. They're from Ohio. So we appreciate the help that IRMC gives us and the Hilton Garden Inn, and without them we wouldn't be able to really host this tournament due to the lack of the resources to get these teams up here and play. So and we're looking forward to it. It's a great tip-off weekend. It's basketball season. I heard a little snow tomorrow. That just confirms that it's basketball season. So we'll take that. Just in the morning, I heard. Let it dry. Let it melt. And we're looking forward to the challenges ahead of us.
Yeah. Well, you had a couple of challenges in the previous games, the Hall of Fame Classic out at Evansville, Indiana. Tell us about that experience.
Jack, you're supposed to have short memories in our business, okay? I thought I forgot about him. Now you just you reminded me, okay? No, it was a tournament that we knew we were up against, and we went in top 10, ranked top 10. St. Thomas Aquinas was in our same bracket. They played Findlay. They played. They're out of New York. They played Findlay, and they played Ferris State, and they were a top 10 team going in, and they took 2 losses, and we took 2 losses. So. The other team had something to do with it. We didn't have our feet underneath us in the first game, but played much better in the second game. It's more of a tribute to those teams than maybe our ineptitude. But usually both teams have factor in the outcome. Okay,
Yeah.
The other team playing well, us not playing as well. It'll bode well for down the road. This team, when I looked at it, looking back last year to schedule this tournament. I know that there was a possibility of either, of anything happening, and I thought it was a team that needed this challenge. We have a lot of guys back from the team that won first round game in the NCAA last year. We have those goals for us. There's no doubt in my mind that this will better prepare us for the long run. If we get to the long run, but you still got to go get to March. So. We just put that behind us, use it as a learning experience, and move forward. Everybody knows that they have to improve, including myself and the rest of the coaching staff. Yeah.
Well, you're dealing with some other things, too. Give us an update on your injuries. Dante, I know, had surgery the other day with Cobo, with your young man from Meadville, Foster. Tell us about that.
Okay. We'll start with Armani Foster, who's a guard that was going to give us, I thought as a week or so ago, was going to give us some depth. And when we recruited him, we talked about redshirting him, but I thought we needed him, and last week at practice he ripped his shoulder out, so he's going to be out for 4 months with the shoulder injury. So that's going to be a little bit of a blow to our depth there. Jacobo probably practiced twice prior to the tournament out there. He's been struggling with some tendonitis in his knee, and it's getting better. He's making some progress on it, but he's nowhere near 100%, and I think that impacted. Obviously our performance. We a lot of what we do, plan on working through him this year. Dante had missed a considerable amount of practice time leading up to the tournament, and then hasn't practiced this week. On Monday, he had surgery, but they didn't repair the meniscus tear. They just cleaned it up and shaved it and cleaned it up, and that's a lot different from surgery. If you have it totally repaired. It's a 4 or 6 week process. This was just amending to hopefully prevent it from any further damage during the course of the year and give some more flexibility and take away some of the pain. So he had that done on Monday, and he's questionable for this weekend.
Okay, you have some new guys. We always have to have new guys. Tell us about your new guys on the team. Willem and company.
Yeah, Willem has a lot of potential. He's, and we're working hard with him, being patient, and hadn't played for really much for the 3 years he was at Siena. So that becomes a problem just as far as just getting his confidence and getting his rhythm, and he's working so hard and learning a lot of different things. So he's a 6'9" athletic big kid that can shoot some threes, but we're looking for him to be a strong force around the bucket this year. So he's an important part of who we're gonna be. Maybe not so much who we are right now, but who we're gonna be. And then another new guy that we're counting on a lot is Jalen Vaughns out of Pocono West up in East Stroudsburg area, 6'5" forward that gives us adds to our athleticism, and is a very good rebounder and finisher around the bucket. So he's a freshman that'll we'll look to count on a lot.
Year after year, IUP is picked very near the top or the top, and no exception this year. So does the high ranking, like in the PSAC and nationally, put any additional pressure on you guys? Because we know the status of IUP basketball, and
Jack, most
we
coaches
always expect you to be good.
Yeah, most coaches may say no. Okay, all right. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, I think it puts pressure on everybody in the program, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You got to try to live up to expectations. What you have to try to do as a coach and as a group of young men, athletes, is you have to block that out, though. Okay, the extra pressure is there, but you block it out and you just try to focus on winning the day and getting better today, and focus on the day at hand, if it's a practice or if it's a game, and trying to be the best you can for the game. You can't play to expectations. You can't. It's another distraction that's added to things. You can't play for expectations. You can't play to the crowd. You can't play for anything other than for the right reasons, and that's to compete, okay, and play for each other. And that's really where you have to, as a coach, you have to make sure their mindset goes to and doesn't get distracted by the other things, and try to live up to this and live up to that. Sometimes when you're proclaimed to have a certain level of greatness, you try to play to greatness. And we might have done that a little bit over the weekend. And usually when you try to play to greatness, failure's around the corner. You play to be solid and to compete. And if you do that well enough and consistent enough, greatness follows.
Todd, do you have something?
Well, Coach, I was wondering, because this is going to be our first chance as fans to get a look at the ball club this weekend here at the KCAC. And we have this sort of picture of how a Joe Lombardi team plays, big transition game, and get the rebound and get out and get up the floor quickly. And, we think about, okay, that's the personality of a Coach Lombardi team. When you get a team with new guys mixing in with guys that are veterans, through the course of practice, do you say to yourself, okay, this is a group of guys that I can turn up the intensity with, or this is a group that's going to have to slow down and play more in half-court offense? If you could talk a little bit about personalities of the team.
Yeah, that's a good question, Todd. I don't think we're going to vary a lot from last year. I think we're a little bit more athletic, a little bit better team speed. Okay, so it allows you to do some to play a little faster, maybe to press a little more, to run a little bit more. But it's not going to be anything drastic. The makeup of the team and who we are and how we play. Even when you have a lot of guys back, you still have to establish a personality on who you are and how you're going to be most effective, and whether it's on both ends of the floor, offense and defense. And sometimes when you have injuries to key people, you can't work to that as much because it totally, when you have, when you're only playing 8 guys, okay, 1 or 2 guys being out is significant, and 25% of your team, and so you have to kind of try to make sure you don't set the other guys up to fail by trying to get them to be someone else who's not there or not playing like they should at this point. So it's a little bit of a juggling act, but I think as I mentioned before, I think we'll be more athletic. I mean, we shot 25, 26 threes a game last year, and I could see us maybe shooting 30 threes a game. I mean, that's where one of our strengths is going to be. But we have to be better defensive. We're going to compete at a national level. If we're going to compete and win the KCAC West, which is always our first goal, we have to become a better defensive club. And sometimes it's up to a coach to try to find the best way to get that out of them on a daily basis, Todd. And I'm pretty tired by the time practice ends every day.
I would assume that with these teams coming in this weekend, it's so early in the season, it's hard to get a real thumbnail on what they're able to do, too,
exactly.
and that will impact
exactly.
what you do.
That's preparation. But we continually talk about having habits and good fundamentals, and like on the defensive end, good fundamentals and good habits. There's certain things you do on defense no matter who you play. Mm-hmm. And if you do those things well, the variance is from team to team. Probably it's like in football, it's like tackling. Okay, yeah, you spend a lot of time scouting the other teams and knowing what offenses they might run. But at the end of the day, if you don't, whoever you play, you got to tackle.
Yeah,
and whoever you play in basketball, you have to do certain. Without getting into a lot of details, you have to have certain fundamentals. And I like to say, have them in your pockets and carry them with you every game. Yeah. And good teams, really good teams, that's probably what they have more than anything. That not only do they understand the fundamentals, but they're consistent with it, game in and game out, first half to second half. It's the consistency that breeds success.
Talking hoops with IUP head basketball coach Joe Lombardi. Jack.
Well, it's that time of year, so I know it's always that time of year. You got to work all year round with these guys, but it's a fun time, and we all know it's a marathon, isn't it? Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, it is a marathon.
We're in November. We're thinking March.
Yeah, when you think of some other seasons, some other sports, and first of all, I want to congratulate the football team and wish them well this weekend. And I'm very happy for Paul Tortorella and his whole staff. There's guys that have been in for a lot of years, and hoping that they can taste as much success as possible here in the next few weeks. They certainly deserve it, and I was very happy when Paul was given this opportunity. So I want to congratulate them, and I know the women's soccer team's had a great year, and the women's volleyball is having a great year. So there's a lot of – but when you look at those sports, sometimes it's 2.5 month seasons, and ours starts – we got 4 or 5 month season almost. So it's really extended. And so, who we are now, hopefully we're a lot better a couple months from now, and that's the beauty of it. You get a chance to really improve. Some teams improve, some don't. Some stay the same. The challenge for me, or the bigger goal, is okay. This is what we have, and then where can we take it? Where can we take it? Yeah. And I'm looking forward to have a good group of young men, and they want it. They want to be good. They want to do the right things, and looking forward to working with them to move them forward.
Sounds good, Coach McConnell too. Huh? Coming off the Pitt win, getting ready for this weekend. So
yeah, that'll be a little dicey at Thanksgiving, I think.
I think so. Won't it, at the dinner table?
At the dinner table at Thanksgiving, but kudos to them. Kudos to them bouncing back after the Notre Dame game. And being able to perform like that. They're built to have a real good year.
Well, it's fun to be around a lot of winners, and you're one of those with your group. Thanks for coming in,
Jack. If I could mention one other thing, we have on Saturday night we have packed the house, and this weekend we have a deal with Movember and the Greeks, and we try to help them raise some money and create awareness for cancer research. Okay, for men. They call it Movember. It's done in the month of November. We've done this with the Greeks for a number of years. So we're always looking as a program to give back to the community that's been so kind to us in a lot of different ways. And this is a small way to do that, to tie ourselves in with that. And so this facial hair I have on now, it's not. I'm not trying to hide from anything.
You're a little good on Facebook.
You may think, 0-2. You want to, Lombardi's trying to hide. He's trying to go incognito. Okay. When I put the shades on, that's when you know, and the baseball cap, that's when you know I'm trying to hide.
And you bring it down.
Not just the gray facial hair.
Thanks, Joe.
That's why he recruits so many Italian guys. He knows they can grow good beards in November.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Todd.
Okay, Coach. There you go. A lot of basketball coverage this weekend, so get out and see it over at IUP. Okay, that's it from here, Todd. Hey,